So you are a high-performing manager, right? You've read the books, you've highlighted the critical passages, and you listen to all the leadership deep dives on your commute.
Yeah, and you've got your goals perfectly written down.
Exactly. And yet you are stuck on this really persistent plateau.
It is just an incredibly common wall to hit. And usually the instinct is to assume we just need more information to break through.
Like a new mental model or, I don't know, a highly optimized morning routine.
Right, exactly.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is to dismantle that assumption completely. We are diving into an excerpt from Beyond Willpower to look at why, well, trying harder is actually failing you. The bottleneck keeping you on that plateau isn't a lack of information or self-awareness at all. It is the execution gap.
Yeah, we really have to look at the mechanical reality of what happens when you try to force progress. I mean, willpower isn't a character trait.
Right, it's biological.
Exactly. It is a finite biological battery. It degrades heavily under stress and decision fatigue. So the moment you are juggling a full calendar or a demanding team, that battery just drains exactly when you need consistency the most.
Oh, it's that painfully familiar cycle. You start out so strong on Monday, but by Wednesday, the momentum just evaporates entirely.
And by the following Monday, you're rebuilding the exact same plan.
Yes. Treating this persistent plateau like a discipline problem, it's like trying to physically push a broken down car forward from the outside instead of just, fixing the engine. It's exhausting.
It really is.
But I have to push back here for a second. If my battery is already drained from managing a team and making daily fires disappear, doesn't building this complex, engine fixing system require a massive amount of willpower in the first place? I mean, it feels like telling a drowning person to build a boat.
That is a crucial distinction, actually. Building a system does take an initial burst of cognitive energy, but you do it offline during a dedicated time when you are fully charged.
So not in the middle of a chaotic Tuesday.
Right, exactly. Discipline asks you to summon motivation in the moment, every single day. It requires you to make a choice to do the hard thing while your brain is already exhausted.
And structure is different.
Yeah, structure removes that daily decision entirely. It defines what happens next, who is accountable, and what done looks like long before the day gets noisy.
So instead of daily pushing, we're building a track. The excerpt introduces this inspired framework to solve this. But instead of just tossing an acronym around, let's break down its actual mechanics.
Sure.
How does this system catch us when we inevitably stumble?
Well, it directly neutralizes three common failure points. First, it attacks vague, pie-in-the-sky annual goals. A year is just too long. The brain loses urgency.
Right, it feels too far away.
Exactly. So the framework shifts you into strict 90-day execution plans. Isolating exactly what needs to be true in 3 months makes daily actions undeniable and immediate.
That makes total sense for shrinking the horizon. But let me play devil's advocate here. What happens on day 45 when that initial excitement wears off? I mean, a 90-day plan can still derail if my output relies on my daily motivation.
And that vulnerability is exactly why the next step, external accountability, is completely non-negotiable. You do not rely on your own internal drive.
Wait, really? None at all?
Nope. You bake in structural check-ins. So that might mean a peer review every Friday, or a commitment device where missing a milestone has a tangible cost.
Yeah.
You construct a safety net that catches you before you regress all the way back to zero.
Okay, but what about the internal roadblocks?
Like what?
Well, the hidden self-sabotage like overthinking or perfectionism, no basic productivity app or weekly peer review is going to magically fix a mindset issue.
Yeah, that is the most insidious hurdle.
Yeah.
The final core mechanism of the framework doesn't try to brute force past those mindset patterns with sheer discipline.
So what does it do?
It explicitly names and constrains them. If you know you constantly overcomplicate weekly reports, the system dictates a strict 2-hour time box. You aren't fighting the perfectionism, you are simply cutting off its oxygen by designing a constraint around it.
Wow. So if you are a capable, high-achieving manager frustrated by a plateau, this means it is not a you problem. You aren't lazy. You are just relying on raw discipline when you should be relying on architecture.
Exactly. It's a highly fixable structural problem. Because when you build a structure that executes flawlessly, even on your lowest energy days, your entire relationship with your own ambition shifts.
You stop waking up wondering if you have the energy to force things forward.
Right.
Once that engine is fixed and running on its own, you don't have to stand outside and push anymore. You get to just steer, which leaves you with this to mull over. How will your identity as a leader change when you are no longer defined by the exhausting daily hustle, but instead by the quiet confidence of a system working for you?